I grew up thinking being quiet made me a good child because no one really noticed me anyway. So I stopped asking for attention, stopped expressing myself, and just learned to stay invisible. But what I didn't realize was it was silently shaping who I was becoming. If that felt a little too real, it's because for many people this isn't just a story, it's their childhood. When a child feels ignored, something subtle but powerful begins to happen. They don't scream louder. They don't demand more. Instead, they adapt. They shrink. They learn that their voice doesn't matter, that their presence doesn't change anything. And slowly, they disappear, even while standing right in front of everyone. But here's the part most people don't understand. An ignored child doesn't just grow up quiet. They grow up wired differently. You start overthinking everything, every word, every reaction, every silence. You become hyper-aware of people's moods because, as a child, you had to read the room to feel safe. You learn to notice the smallest changes, tone, expressions, energy, because attention was never given. It had to be earned. And even then, it was never enough. So you carry that into adulthood. You hesitate before speaking. You doubt your opinions. You feel like you're too much one moment and not enough the next. And here's the most painful part. You crave attention, but the moment you get it, it feels uncomfortable, almost wrong, like you don't deserve it, so you pull back again. It eventually becomes an ongoing cycle. You want to be seen, but you don't know how to exist in the spotlight. Now here's something that might surprise you. Not every ignored child grows up weak or broken. Some of them become incredibly strong, but in a very specific way. They become independent, emotionally self-reliant. They learn not to expect anything from anyone because they've already experienced what it feels like to be overlooked. But that strength comes with a cost, because when you learn to rely only on yourself, you also struggle to trust others. You keep your guard up. You don't open up easily, and even when someone genuinely cares about you, a part of you still questions it. Are they really here for me? Or will they leave like everyone else did? That question never fully goes away, and this is where things get even deeper. Ignored children often become adults who either completely avoid attention or desperately seek it in unhealthy ways. There's rarely a middle ground. Some stay invisible forever, afraid to take up space. Others chase validation constantly, trying to fill a gap that was never their fault to begin with. But both are connected to the same root, feeling unseen. And once you understand that, you start seeing people differently. The quiet one in the room, the one who never speaks up, might not be shy. They might just be someone who learned a long time ago that no one was really listening. But here's the truth you need to hear. Just because you were ignored doesn't mean you are invisible. Just because your voice wasn't heard back then doesn't mean it doesn't matter now. The patterns you learned as a child were never your fault, but becoming aware of them, that's where your power begins. Because the moment you realize why you think the way you do, why you hold back, why you feel unseen, you can start changing it. And maybe for the first time, you don't have to stay invisible anymore. If this felt personal, if it felt like it was describing something you've never been able to put into words, hit like and subscribe. Because there's a lot more about human psychology that no one talks about, but everyone feels.